Have you noticed how many people say they've quit the gym for calisthenics? Did you also consider the idea? If yes, stay tuned. In this video, I'll explain not only why you should not quit, but I'll teach you how to marry both disciplines to get your dream gains in both. As I couldn't find anyone explaining his choice rather than personal preference, I decided to do my own research, and eventually I worked out a perfect way to combine the two disciplines, not only to keep the previous gains, but actually to progress way faster in both of them. So today I'll break down my hybrid approach, which allows to get phenomenal results applying just two major rules. By the way, I'm Vlada, and I absolutely adore exploring the science to find the best blueprints to stay strong, healthy and young. So why look for some strategies and explanations? Let me show you my reasons. This is me in 2018 squeezing my ever first pull-up. The easiest inverted grip, knees get close to the chest, hard, happy first pull-up. And this is me around nowadays. Strong wide grip, perfect muscle definition. The position of the body is correct. I can do 9 reps in a row in 3 sets. Conclusion, it took me years to build to a perfect pull-up. Now the other example, January 2025. I can't elevate my leg for the L-sit conditioning exercise without a terrible cramp in quads. And then after I've implemented my approach in early March, on April 2 I have my first 3-second hold L-sit on parallettes. You may say these two exercises are difficult to compare. I get you. Here is another. Of course, they are still wobbly, but the point is, once you manage to hit the first rep, something clicks, you feel the movement, and from there it becomes so much easier to reinforce and refine the skill. The hardest part is always the first rep. So, if you wonder how is it possible to learn so fast, go get some coffee to cheer up your gray cells, and we plunge into the theory. Okay, the rule number 1. I call it the Cross-Disciplinary Adaptational Boost. It means borrowing methods from one discipline to spark faster growth in another, to evoke the greatest stimulus for adaptational changes. Let's look at conventional methods of both disciplines. What is the basic rule of strength training? The progressive overload, and for calisthenics, conditioning drills. I decided to cross-section them. If my goal is to do the L-sit, what I focus on is not leg lifts or even L-sit with a resistance band. I add loads. Literally. But how can I put on loads if I can barely hold legs up? In a simple drill, say 10 seconds or less, I load it and hold much less seconds. This is the way to inform the body there is not enough pillars to hold the roof. And what it does, it starts building them. And here is the miracle happens. Attention, I don't say you should skip doing calisthenic non-weighted drills. The movement pattern is very important. Later, I'll explain how to do it all on practice. And now, how can we transaction in the opposite direction? Same way. Why do we do conditioning drills in calisthenics? To familiarize our body with the necessary movement pattern. By the way, this is the point which I explain in detail in my pull-up masterclass. So we can take the principle of using same movement pattern to adapt to a more challenging skill and apply it to conventional weightlifting by allowing ourselves a wider range of motion, by exploring the limits of the range of motion under tension. Normally, all strength training exercises are strictly limited in range of motion to prevent injuries and to keep a proper form, but with time it creates stiffness all over the body. I see benefits in breaking those rules, in allowing my knees to go over toes or my back round. But first, you must have a solid understanding of proper exercise technique. I used to play it safe with my range of motion, but once I started exploring deeper positions like pistol squats, deep lunges and Jefferson curls, I noticed something incredible. My old knee pain, which I originally developed during running, began to disappear. My single leg strength shot up, my balance improved, and I was able to squat deeper and cleaner than before. It made me realize expanding the range under control doesn't weaken the joints, it teaches them to handle more. So in my experience, the cross-sectional adaptational boost is the jewel, but it won't shine its best unless you know the second rule. I call it CNS demand layering. The truth is that heavy lifting creates a very high CNS demand. I felt it when I wanted to increase the number of my training sessions from 3 to 4 training sessions per week to 5, sometimes 6 training sessions. I noticed how my performance went off. My sleep was disrupted, my muscles were always sore. My point is, there is a limit in our nervous system. The good news here is that in general, skill-based calisthenics drills place less systemic CNS loads than heavy compound lifting. So if we add calisthenics to our existing strength training routine, it won't overload our nervous system. Basically, it works as alternating the CNS demand. One day, you focus on heavy lifting and you finish your session with calisthenics conditioning drills, and at the other training session, your priority is working on advanced calisthenic skills first. And this is where you begin with attempts of clean skill fulfillment, if you can. Then you do the hardest of the conditioning drill with added loads. Then you pass to some drills without loads. Yes, it looks like regression, but this is again a normal drop of technique cross-sectioned from weightlifting. And you finish with some lighter weightlifting exercises, and this is where I suggest you to concentrate on unilateral movements, as they demand less loads but correct your body disproportions and have a great impact on core strength and stability. Since I've started implementing this rule, my recovery returned to normal. I sleep better than ever, my muscles are rarely sore, and I love the after feeling of tension and energy I have after training. By blending the two disciplines of weightlifting and calisthenics, I have already achieved some of the skills I planned to learn by the end of 2025. I just need to make them perfect. So if you have specific fitness goals for 2025, all you need is to apply loads for learning calisthenic skills and strive to increase range of motion in strength exercises. Plus, alternate your sessions by CNS demand to keep it in balance. So it's simple, it works, and it's addictive. Thank you for being with me today. Bye.